What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you still March the 6th, early March the 6th, but coming to you from March the 7th, Saturday, 2020. Actually, my games haven't even gone off for Friday night. Well, a couple of them have. It's just now 7:35 at night, so we've had a few games start. Most of the games for the evening have not started yet. Some of them won't start for a while. One late game that we had, which was a premium play, is Utah State tonight, which goes off late tonight, 11:30 p.m. So plenty of action tonight. Obviously, did a free play video this morning. The card was out about 11 a.m. So, doing this video now because Patrick was actually at Hendrick Motorsports for the past couple of days, and he actually came into town to have a quick little meeting with me before he ends up flying back west for the Phoenix race tomorrow. So, came into Charlotte, had a meeting there for a couple of days, and decided to get in the car, come see me so we could go over a few things. We're doing dinner, so here in about 15 minutes, as soon as I get this video done, I'm going to jump in the shower, go do that, and then I figured, I probably won't be back until, later tonight, and then I'll be focused on working on a very large slate of Saturday games, as always this time of year. Still a ton of action. One of the advantages to this time of year is because there are so many games that are involving the earlier stages of conference tournaments and even some of your very low tier conferences where, you're talking about semifinals and even finals matchups. So we're going to have a lot of, sharper lines. Like I said, there's not going to really be too much that has changed to where I would have to do as much of a deep dive into the games as I would on a typical Saturday, just because, you're getting into senior day for some teams that are finishing up the regular season. Like you have Duke, North Carolina for their second matchup, Duke senior day, which will be a big game that I'll be tuning into. But this is one of those Saturdays where I won't have to spend 48 hours working on Saturday's card. I'll be able to do it, in a normal 10 to 12 hour span. But of course, that starts the night before, so I'm not going to come back late tonight and have to worry about recording a video, you know, watching the video to make sure that, I didn't leave something out or something like that. Oh, and then, going through the process to upload it and make sure that it gets posted. I will start the upload process later tonight. And for some reason, I don't know why YouTube has been taking so long. Videos have been taking well over an hour. But before I go to bed, which could be easily 3, 4 in the morning, after working on Saturday's card, I will make sure that this video posts. So you're able to get the free play. And then I'm back up at 6:30 a.m. headed to the office to work until the card is out. So be a shorter video. Don't have a recap for you yet. I'm sure I'll throw some things on Twitter throughout the night, and then we can do a full-blown recap on the video for Sunday, as I will make sure that I don't do Sunday's video until I have a Saturday recap. The only thing we've got going on, let's tell you about the promos. 2 coupon codes that I gave out in Friday's video were for 10% off the NASCAR season and 10% off March Madness. So if you did not watch that video and you missed out on what we had there, take advantage because those deals only last through the weekend. We did the big NASCAR promos. Those are not coming back. I've said that. And again, that's not changing. I've gotten probably 3 or 4 dozen emails this week of people saying, hey, I saw that you ran these deals, but, now you're just doing a 10% off coupon. When will something like that be back so I know to jump on? Never. Next year. We'll do an early bird special before next season starts. And next season will more than likely be at a higher price. Patrick's information is gold. You can't put a price on something that makes such an absurd amount of profit every week. And he sells the entire season 36 races, which is, that's $3,500. If you bought every race card individually, you can get it for $500. But if you want to, we've run one, but in honor of me being a guest to mainly talk about NASCAR on the Cap Nation podcast that Cappers Direct puts on and Kyle Johnson hosts this past Thursday, we did decide to do a coupon to let his viewers that maybe don't know us or of the NASCAR other than what he has promoted, because he is a NASCAR customer. So we ran 2 coupon codes on behalf of being on that show. The March Madness one, the coupon code is actually CAP, C-A-P, and then the number 10, all in lowercase. The March Madness package is $199. You can get $20 off just by popping in that 10% coupon code at checkout. And then the NASCAR one, getting 10% off there, which will get you $50 off of the $500 price tag. We did it on behalf of Kyle because he's the one that reached out to us and asked, would I come do the show and talk about NASCAR? And so he said talk about NASCAR and baseball with an emphasis on NASCAR because that's what's going on right now. And because he is a NASCAR he does invest in our NASCAR. So that one is Kyle, K-Y-L-E, and the number 10, all lowercase, gets you 10% off the NASCAR season. That coupon code ends at the start of the race Sunday afternoon. So once that race starts and the race card goes away for that day where you can't purchase it anymore, as does that coupon code expire. The March Madness coupon code ends at midnight on Sunday. That's midnight Eastern time. So 9 p.m. Pacific is where it ends for you guys on the West Coast. So that's that. As far as any other discounts, the NHL and NBA seasons, which NHL has been the best in the business, bar none, not even close, from day one of the season all the way till now. We've had a little hiccup in the last week. It hasn't been as good as it has been the entire season, hitting well above 70% all year. We've had a rough week. It's to happen. We've had 2 other rough weeks throughout the season, which is, I'm sitting there saying that like it's a big deal to have 3 rough weeks throughout an entire hockey season that lasts, the better part of a year. But it may not even be the last rough week we have. We could literally lose everything we put out from now until the end of March and still be profitable. We could not have another profitable week and still be profitable in the season, if that gives you any inkling of what we've won this year. So don't get it twisted when I say we will keep winning in the NHL despite some bad days here and there. But that and the NBA, which I told everybody, the NBA, not only was it extremely hot at the beginning of the season, even going into Christmas time, then at the start of the year, it didn't really taper off. It just kind of flatlined. You trickled some rough days in between, a couple of good days and a couple of rough days. And it just, those times, no matter what handicap or what sport, how good you are at it, you have some weeks that flatline. You do great for a few days, and then you do rough for a couple days. And that may go on for a few weeks. And we had that in the NBA. But I told everybody, we're going to come slow out of the gate after the All-Star break. And once we come out slow, getting acclimated back in, seeing what changes have been made within teams, what trades have done and taken place, and how they're working, and what new changes are affecting overall systems that have worked or not worked thus far, then we'll dive headfirst when we are ready, and it will be unstoppable, and it has been. Go back and watch the recaps for the past couple of weeks. NBA has been flat out on fire, and it's not stopping anytime soon. Either one of those seasons, guys, these are $1,500 seasons. Hell, NHL's $2,000. Obviously, it's not going to be that much this late in after All-Star breaks, but there's a lot of NBA left to play and a lot of hockey left to play. One going into May and NBA going into June. You can get either one of those seasons for $249 a piece. They are both on the website. No coupon code needed. The price is already set. That is valid. The prices will go back up to $4.99 on Sunday. at midnight. So that's really all I've got for you. Other than that, racing on Sunday. You can purchase the race card now for $50. The race card will not be posted until race day, but you can purchase it now, and then you will be emailed the second that the race card goes live. And I think that's it. 3-day pass for $50 gets you all plays, daily top play included in all sports, not NASCAR, because that is not mine. That's Patrick's. 7 days for $99. Same details apply. And then $299 will get you a month, which is probably the best deal going now, because not only are you going to get all of March Madness, you'll get a month of NHL, a month of NBA, and you'll, depending on how many games we play in that first week of MLB, you'll get that too. It'll be included. The only thing that's not included is games of the week, month, or year, which you can purchase those separately if you want, and Patrick's NASCAR. That is always separate except for the 1-year all-access clients. If you are interested in a 1-year all-access, let me know. I'll take care of you. Shoot me an email. And then the Cal Ripken Foundation donations end on Sunday, and we will tally up everything and set up getting all of that hammered out. There's going to be some great content recorded for it, and I am excited and just blown away by the generosity of all those who have donated, even if it's just a measly $20. You have no idea what type of difference that makes. So if you have considered donating, or you say that you want to, you just haven't yet, just keep in mind there's no pressure. If you don't, hey, that's fine. But if you were planning on it, don't miss out by waiting too long thinking that it's an ongoing thing forever. We are going to end it on Sunday as originally announced. And then hopefully in a month or so, we'll be able to do another one for them. Or maybe another organization that I've worked close with that I may get a feel with my customers to see if it's something that they might be interested in. And guys, if there's any charities out there that are near and dear to your heart that you think would appeal to the masses, let me know. And if you have a way that I can partner with you on it and help raise money on your behalf, I will do so. And then I will allow chasewins.com to give away some things with it on behalf of certain level donations. And you take all the credit. So absolutely let me know. I'll be happy to humor any of those ideas as long as I would like you to know somebody there that is okay with us donating on, raising it on their behalf, because some people are funny about that. You'd be very, very surprised how some people don't allow that. So, but anyway, let's get on a few free plays. I don't have a recap for you yet, but I want to get on a handful of them for you. Games to look at, and then what my official free play is going to be. I think there is a couple of home dogs that everybody needs to pay attention to that I think are primed and ready to make an upset. One of those, and it's not officially a dog yet, I'm seeing pick'ems, and I'm actually seeing -1s. But I really do think that it could come game time, even if it's only by a point, this team will be an underdog, and that's West Virginia. Everybody knows my feelings on Baylor. They think that I hate Baylor. I don't even really dislike them or have any sort of feeling in that way towards them or against them. They're just not the best team in the country, nor have they been at any point this season. And people just need to stop buying into what the media makes a team. And it's been proven. It's been proven over the last 3 games that they're not the best team. But they're going in to play a West Virginia team that they are better than. The problem is Bob Huggins is worlds better of a coach than most coaches will ever be. Baylor could only dream to have a coach with the level of experience, not only just in overall college basketball coaching, but in big-time, big-game situations. West Virginia has already proven that it can win the big games this year. Everybody had written West Virginia off this year. Go back and watch my video at the very beginning of the season when I said, come tournament time, West Virginia's in it, and they are going to be a team that's not only going to be a higher seed, that's going to be a team that nobody wants to just meet for no reason, but they're going to be a team where if the perfect storm came, you could see them in the Final Four. The problem with them is their offense isn't that great. Their defense is outstanding per, the general consensus. There are teams that have better defenses. I would say Baylor's one of them. Kansas is one of them. I would say Florida State has a better defense. Ohio State, Dayton even. But their defense is well beyond 95% of college basketball. And they're a smart defense. Their defense causes a lot of turnovers. The problem for West Virginia in games that they've lost where their defense has done well, creating turnovers haven't turned into many points scored. That's been a problem for them. And when they played in certain games, like against Baylor, they've given up the ball too much. If you really want to look at it in this situation, playing in West Virginia, Baylor in the situation that they're in, it's almost like desperation spot, even though it doesn't have to be. You have to wonder, is Baylor looking ahead to the tournament like most years a North Carolina would be, saying, yeah, we know we're the best team in the ACC, but we already have a number one seed in the tournament. That's what I'm focused on. I'm not giving up 200% in the tournament. If the tournament we can play our ball and win without having to do something extra, then we'll do so. Otherwise, we'll play what we play and we'll move on to the tournament. That's what we're focused on. Now, this year you don't have that with them, obviously, but when you have big teams that truly have a shot, they look ahead. Do I think Baylor has a shot to win the national championship? No, I do not. But they think they do, and so does the rest of the world. So are they looking ahead? Maybe. I don't think so, though. I think they're going to be in it for this game. I think that because of the last 3 games that they've played, 2 losses and what should have definitely been a third consecutive, I think they're now tailing it back going, okay, what's going on? Should we focus more on the Big 12 and trying to win this versus worrying about a tournament that hasn't started yet that we've already shown weakness in? I think that in this case, where desperation is a factor and you have, a very big home court advantage here. Very, very big. And then a coaching advantage. I think it evens everything out to 2 great defenses almost seeing eye to eye here. Offensively, I say Baylor's a better team, more efficient. Creating turnovers, I'm going to give Baylor the edge there because I think that while West Virginia can create more turnovers, I think that Baylor will score off of created turnovers more so than West Virginia. But again, take that with a grain of salt because they are at home. You get in certain situations with the crowd behind them and emotions and everything get involved. They may go from what they normally do to being lights out, creating turnovers and scoring on every single one of them, which we tend to see in situations like this. But then you have one factor, and that's speed. And go back and look at any rivalry game. Look at any high-level intensity conference game. And I mean, we go back years, any conference that matters. ACC. Pac-12, or not Pac-12, yeah. I mean, we'll give Pac-12 that. Teams like Oregon in recent years, teams like UCLA. But you really want to talk about the conferences that matter, you would say the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and probably the Big East. When teams at home in conference or in a conference rivalry or just a rivalry period, especially when there's stuff on the line, especially when there's national implications as far as rankings, seeding, winning or losing. When a team starts separating themselves, starts going on a run per se, and they're fast and they can run up and down the floor, fast breaks, dunks, alley-oops, these things get the crowd out of their fucking minds, guys, and you know it. You see it. You've been in it. If you've never been inside the Dean E. Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, to watch them run a fast break and slam one home against fucking the Rat and his group of minions, you have never experienced what true ear-piercing just joy sounds like. It's what's going to happen in Morgantown every single time that happens. So let it happen once, it'll happen twice. Let it happen twice, it'll happen a third time. Let it happen 3 times, West Virginia saying bye-bye to the Baylor Bears and giving a big fuck you to that number 1 that they had just an ever so short time ago, and West Virginia may run away. I think it's going to be a good game. I think that it is going to be one of the better games on the slate. I truthfully think that a 1-point spread is as accurate as you could get. But I think that the 2 factors that are going to come into play, if everything plays out normally like it has all season for both teams, which is all we can cap for, guys. You can't cap for an unknown or a maybe or something that hasn't happened that you think just might. Let's go off of what they've done all year and then take into the situation of this game, where it's at, where the teams are at this point, and what's on the line, which is what other cappers are not doing for you. They're just saying that this team's better and this spread's right, and here you go. I think that it's dead locked even. And the 2 categories it's going to come down to is who can run this game faster and who has an edge that the other team will not have any say-so in. The pace, West Virginia can run the floor ragged with Baylor. Now, if they're unsuccessful, which they have been times this season, be fast all you want. Speed will kill you instead of help you. But if that even gives them just the slightest advantage offensively to start creating some separation, there's one thing that Baylor cannot stop. They can't control, and they have no say-so in. And that's the damn crowd. And that crazy bunch of rednecks in Morgantown, West Virginia, they're going to be all in on that game. They're going to be all in on Fat Boy Bob Huggins. And I think West Virginia takes this game home. That is not an official top premium play yet, but I think it's going to make the card. So take that as a glorified lean for now, but I like the game. A couple of other games that I want you to look at for leans as far as teams that I think are primed for this. I think South Carolina minus 4.5 is a good game, as you wouldn't think South Carolina, with the struggles that they've had, but still showing how talented they are, which are worlds better than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's still got a great coach in Jerry Stackhouse. It's an odd fit for him at Vanderbilt, but I don't ever see him at UNC. I just don't think he's the right fit. But one thing about Frank Martin, I don't care if it's exhibition game or the national championship. If you don't give 287.5%, Frank Martin's going to stab you to death with a dull pencil that he wrote the lineup with. He's a violent man. And to be quite honest with you, he frightens me. So saying that Frank Martin doesn't have a stroke, I think he's going to have the boys ready, and I think 4.5 is a little bit light, because if they get out to a lead and they don't allow the crowd to get into this one, I don't see Vanderbilt talent-wise, size-wise, or fundamentally sound-wise being able to keep up with them. So there's another one that I think is worth a look. I think Fordham could actually take down George Mason, which is a better team, but situationally, I like Fordham catching a 1.5. Again, these are all leans right here, guys. More than likely, I'll have money on all of these. But these are just ones that, without doing a deep dive into them, that I have already, decided that I like, but I have further work to do on. LaSalle on the road at St. Joseph's, catching 2. I think LaSalle can win this game outright. Louisville, Virginia, hold tight on that one. It may make the card. I want to dig further into this one, as Louisville is the better team, but they may be getting caught in a little situation that's not good for them. I think Duke laying 12 is too much. As you can see, they've laid points close to, if not above double digits, the last 8 meetings, and only 2 of which they've won. 3 of which they've won, 2 of which they've covered. Every other time North Carolina has beat them. The last time they beat them was in the ACC championship last year, which was a fluke. And it took them down to the wire too. Both regular season games, North Carolina stomped them. This year they beat them for 40 straight minutes in Chapel Hill and got cheated. And Roy's not worried about Cameron Indoor. He's not. Duke's the better team by a mile. But I just think that in this rivalry, 12 is too much. But again, that may be a one that I don't have money on. As far as that's all the leans I'm going to give you for now. Your official free play, I'm going to take Western Carolina. Western Carolina is laying a point, or you can take the money line. The money line is very accurate in this game because it's at $1.10. Truth be told, the better value there is go ahead and take the $1.10 on the money line. That way, if it were to end up by a 1-point win, then you would win instead of push, which again, that's the smart thing to do. That's smart betting, guys. Let me make sure I hadn't changed. Yeah, they're still -1 per William Hill. Here's the thing. You look at the records, 18-11, 17-4. You can look at that all day that you want to. Mercer is not as good. Neither team is great. Mercer is not as good as Western Carolina, period. They played twice this year. Western Carolina took them down at home, I think by 8 points back in early January. And then, hell, it was a week or two later that they played Mercer being the home team, and Mercer ended up winning by 6 or 7 points, something like that. But in that game, because there's only one person on Mercer's squad that averages over 20 points a game for the entire season. I think he averages 24 points a game. Matter of fact, I want to know who that player is real quick. I want to know when that date was, too. Because he's that guy with the extremely difficult name to pronounce. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that. But yeah, he averages like 24 points a game. Well, in that game, you had him averaging 27, another person that had 23, then a person that doesn't even average double digits put up 17. In the second half, they went 8 for 8 from the foul line, 18 for 20 from the foul line for the day. They hit 8 more foul shots than Western Carolina for the day, and they also went on a 4 for 4 3-point run. 4 shots all in the second half, all drained, and they also hit 11 out of 13 shots on the last 10 minutes that went in. So take all that into consideration, and the fact that if you just take free throws alone, they made 8 more than Western Carolina made. That's 8 more points. Well, they should have been able to cover by 8, you would think, at least. They only won. They don't even think they won by 8. Let's see. 85-79. They only won by 6. What does that tell you? They had everything and then some go right for them, and Western Carolina was still getting ready to win that game on the road. Western Carolina played a poor game, had everything go wrong, and everything went right for Mercer, and Mercer still almost lost the game at home. After just 2 weeks prior to that getting beat on the road, 1 point, I understand it's a conference, but this one's on a neutral site in Asheville. Western Carolina, in my opinion, is the home team here. I'm going to say that this spread is inaccurate, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if Western Carolina won this by 10 plus. But I'll lay the money line at $1.10 or lay 1 point, whatever you want to do. Western Carolina is the better team, backwards and front, up and down, side to side. Whatever you want to do, that is your official free play, premium free play, damn near top play. Western Carolina, money line, minus $1.10. Go get it. Enjoy the leans. Sorry for the long video, but a ton of free information for you. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, I'll see you back on Sunday. Jump on one of the specials. I'll see you in the winner's circle. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.